shout out in sympathy when they saw the puncture on your car. How are you feeling?
Well, not so good. It's unfortunate, very unlucky, and because it felt like a good race until then, and even in the safety car restart, it felt like everything was under control. Could pull a bit of a gap immediately, and then this happened. I just had no idea that I ran over some debris, so can't say much more.
And you hadn't put a foot wrong out there. It showed that perseverance and patience pulls off, because the timing of the safety car was perfect. You came back out in front. Really, it should have been yours for the taking.
It's felt like last couple of races it's been quite close that we are winning, but good thing for us as a team. Lewis won, so we got good points. But for myself, I'm try again in 2 weeks.
I can see you're emotional. I'll let you go.
Yeah,
Daniel, just tell us what happened from your seat.
I guess obviously not a situation which none of us want to be in. Firstly, just apologies to the team for just, I guess, the situation. We want to be able to race, and I'm thankful that the team let us race. But when this happens, it's like, what do we do? But I want to be able to race, and that's that. I know we touched already earlier in the race, and that's maybe at some point, I don't know what we could have done different, but I had obviously tried the outside multiple times. It eventually worked, but there was always a risk on the outside. That tyre barrier is getting closer and closer, and I thought, all right, well, let's try something different this time. And initially, when I came out, then came back, I thought there was some space on the inside, and then that felt like it closed up pretty quickly. So I'll watch a few more replays, but I've probably not the best time to comment on it. I think just sorry for the team that both cars are out, and I know everyone's pretty heartbroken. So it's a shame, and I apologise.
In the heat of the moment, though, even in the build-up to it, did you feel that all the moves were clean and fair?
It was close, but obviously we touched. But up until then, we kept both cars on track. So, yeah, I guess so. When we touched in turn one, when I was on the outside, to be honest, you don't see anything on the inside. So once, I guess, Max is in the blind spot, I'm just looking at how close the tyre wall is. So I'm trying to get as close to that as possible, knowing that I've given him as much room as possible. But you kind of just hold on and just hope that you don't get, hit on the side. But we touched a bit later, so that was, I guess, okay. But yeah, it was just a bit of a chaotic race, and we'll look over it. But for now, just
a lot of racing, a lot of overtaking, one small contact, you both carried on, one large contact, neither of you carried on. Was it all clean and fair racing from your point of view?
I think before, of course, we had this little brush with the tyres, but that was just a bit unfortunate, I think. But in general, it was just hard but fair racing, and I think it looked good on TV as well, because we were basically just drag racing on the straight all the time. And then, afterwards, of course, when the crash happened, that's not what you like as a team. It doesn't matter who to blame, it just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, you've both been up to the stewards to have a discussion. I know you've both spoken as well. Is it about blaming each other or trying to appease the team who'd been working so hard?
Well, it's not about blaming each other. It's about trying to understand how to not do it again, and of course apologize to the team, because there are so many people also working back at the factory, working hard, to improve the car and keep the car running, and then we mess it up like this, which is of course not good.
Just finally, I know that you and Daniel both love racing. We could see that today. So would it be bad if the team started imposing sanctions and not letting you race?
Well, I think in general the team is not like that, but of course, we cannot continue like this, so we have to talk about it and see how we can improve things.
Well, Seb, to get rewards, you always need to take risks, but was that just a risk too far in the end?
Well, it's easy to say now, isn't it? Because it didn't work. I think I wasn't even that late. Obviously, the tyres were cold. I knew that. I didn't have any really option because Lewis was on the right, so I can't close on him. And Valtteri was ahead of me, and he left the gap. I think it was very difficult then to... Honestly, I was surprised. Judging the braking was really difficult because I couldn't see where I was. I had two cars to the right of me, one nearly side by side, one right ahead, and then side by side. And there's not much reference points on the left, but yeah, you know, you don't go through different scenarios. I think the restart was fine. I was there at the end of the straight, so I had a bit of wheel slip initially, otherwise could have been closer, but it was like that. I think in the end, you know, there's, I don't know, probably 50 laps of, or 47 laps of positive, and maybe half or one turn without a positive note. It's part of the game. Without safety car today would have been easier for us, but that's how it was.
You looked like you were hanging on to a pretty bad flat spot and a vibrating car towards the end, so you must be pleased to finish, but the championship lead has gone.
Well, I don't know, but honestly, yes, I think with that flat spot, I tried to get back the Force India. But first I had to reshuffle a little bit and understand what the car balance was like with that flat spot. But yeah, a bit of a shame to lose out. They were quite quick on the straights. Then he had the tow from the cars ahead, and I had not really a chance to try something.
Sergio, huge congratulations. Again, you put yourself in the right position, and here again in Baku, you got that podium.
Yeah, it was such a roller coaster today. You know, I got hit by the Williams into turn 2. Then I broke my front wing with Kimi. So I boxed safety car. I had a penalty to serve as well. I struggled so much, you know, but till the end, at the end, I was very happy with my 5th position, you know, because I knew I was in the wrong compound for the last 3 laps or so. I had the wrong compound. Not that the team did it wrong. It's the only tire that we had, and I was struggling so much for warm-up that I thought that just to keep in 5th was going to be a good result. But then after the restart, I see that the people ahead is struggling even more than I was. Then after lap 1, I found that Sebastian was struggling massively. So I got close to him, I overtook him. But I knew that this is when really started. You know, the last 2 laps had to give it all, had to really race so much and go close to the limit, because Sebastian recovered after the flat spot. But my pace in the last 2 laps was unbelievable. I was with the super soft tire, and I think I was 4 tenths faster than Kimi and Lewis, you know, and managed to keep behind Sebastian.
I know you're very proud of your roots, of your heritage, and the way that you earned that victory has actually made you the most successful Mexican racing driver of all time, ahead of Pedro Rodriguez.
No, this podium means a lot to me in that regard. You know, it's his